This is a page of geometry problems, and it's all based on one thing. Number one, it says this is a two-page document. I only have one page of it, so that's all I can do. But this is based on one concept, mid-segments, in the mid-segment theorem. If I have a triangle and I take midpoints, any midpoints, actually, any two midpoints, but I draw a segment between those midpoints, that segment is always going to be parallel to the opposite side, to one of the bases, in other words, and it's going to equal half the length of the base. So it has to be a mid-segment. So those two sides have to, or those two segments have to be the same, because see, it's splitting it in two. And those two have to be the same, and those two have to be the same. And this thing, this, I'm going to do this in blue, that one, is equal to each one of those. In other words, it's half of this whole side, but it's each one of those half segments. This one, I'll do this one in red. It's equal to each one of those. And I'll do this one in green. This one is equal to each one of these. So it's half of that whole green segment. And that's the mid-segment theorem. It's just that simple. So this says, identify all pairs of parallel segments. And I don't know, some jolly joker, I guess. Hold on, I have to get more room. Sometimes they don't give enough room. Some jolly joker has written segment AC is parallel to ED. Let me look at this. Here's AC and here's ED. Those two segments touch, so they are not parallel. Parallel will never touch. BD is going to be parallel to I wrote over what it was, AE. So BD parallel to segment AE. That little line I put on top of it, or little segment I put on top of it, says segment. Notice I don't put arrows on it. So BD to AE, FD, put the little line on top, is parallel to AC. Is that an air conditioner? And then, which one don't I have? BD, FB. FB, parallel to CE. So that's what it says. Did I say that about this? I think when I was saying this, I forgot to mention that little mixed segment is parallel to the opposite side. So this red one is parallel, or orange, whatever it is, parallel to that side, and the green one is parallel to that side. I think, did I forget that part? I might have, very well might have. Okay, here's another one, another part. I struggle to get exactly where I want to be. Here it is. All right, this is question 2. Name the segment parallel to the given segment. YZ, I'll do this one in green. Here's YZ. Well, that's going to be parallel to RT. And then YZ will be equal to each one of those. RS, I'll do this one in red, orange, whatever that is. RS is going to be parallel to XZ. I guess I forgot to make the little parallel sign with the green. Why aren't you reminding me of this stuff? And then that equals each one of those half sides. This one equals each one of those ones, the green one. And then RS, so RS is, and I really drew that one bad, YZ is RT. And I forgot to put the thing on top of it. RS is XZ. And then XY, I guess I'll do this one in the blue. XY, where's XY? Is parallel to that one. And it's going to equal 1/2 of that, so one of those halves. So XY is TS. They don't ask for what its length is, but that's what it is. Okay, I've got that. Let me go to the next one. FG and H are the midpoints of the side, so these are mid-segments. FG is 37. I'm going to draw on everything I know here. FG is 37. That means this is 37, and this is 37. Because it's, remember, it's mid-segment. This is a mid-segment. This is a mid-segment. So FG and H are all midpoints. That means all those are mid-segments. And then the side that's parallel to the side is equal to 1/2 of that full side. So this whole thing together is, what is that, 74? What else does it tell me? FG is 37, got that. KL is 48, where's KL? That's 48, so that makes this 24. 24, because it's a mid-segment, midpoints. This whole thing is 48, and this is 24. You see? And then GH is 30. This is 30. So that makes each one of these 30, which would make this whole thing 60. I just wrote everything in. That's going to ask a bunch of questions. FH, what's the length of FH? I've already put that in, 24. And I got that from KL is 48. Each of the halves is 24, so FH is 24. JL, 37 and 37. Where did I get that from? FG was 37, so JH is 37, HL is 37, therefore JL is 74. KJ, KJ, where did I get that from? GH is 30, therefore KF is 30, and FJ is 30. And remember, the key thing is that these are midpoints, so that makes these parallel. I didn't necessarily draw it in. By the way, each one of those is 30, so KJ is 60. And then FJ, well, if KJ is 60, FJ is 30, because GH is 30. So there's that one. All based on the mid-segment theorem. CP and T are midpoints. That means CP, PT, and TC are mid-segments. PT is 13. I'm going to draw everything I know, 13. That makes each one of these 13. And this is 26. And by the way, I entered a few of these into Gemini, yep. ChatGPT, Claude, various AIs, and it got various parts of them wrong. I don't know why. I'm going to give an example. It claimed that PT equaled EP and PN, but PT would equal the distance or the segment EC and segment CA. So it got it all, some of them got them all mixed up. They all got them mixed up in various ways. I don't remember all the different ways it got it mixed up. Okay, what else? PT is 13, EN is 43. So that makes this, what is this, 21.5. 21.5, which would make the whole thing 43. And then that would make CT 21.5. I'm just filling them in because I don't, they're probably going to ask about these things. And CP is 29. That's 29, which makes this 29 and makes this 29. Okay, AE. I've already filled all these in, so AE is 26. AN. Where's AN? AN. AN is 29 plus 29 is 58. 2 times 29. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 4 is 5. CT, where's CT? I drew this in, 21.5. I'm using the mid-segment theorem. Perimeter of AEN. Well, AEN is the big triangle. This is 43. This is 58. And this is 26. So 58 plus 26 plus 43. 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 6 is 17. 5 and 4 is 9, 10, 11, 12. 127. Just like that. Yes, like that. Solve for X. Well, remember, this is a mid-segment because it shows this and this are the same, and this are the same, which means this is a mid-segment. The mid-segment is half of the side it's parallel to. So 8x minus 23 equals half. 1/2 of 10x plus 44, or I'm just going to write 5x plus 22. That's half. Half of 10x is 5x. Half of 44 is 22. Solve for x. 8x minus 5x is 3x. I add 23 to both sides. That's 45. X equals 15. All right, solve for x on this one. Once again, this is a mid-segment because these two are the same. These two are the same. That means it's parallel to this, and it's equal to half of that. 6x plus 7. Now this time I'm going to write, because this is 19, it's an odd number, 19x minus 28, and it's 1/2 of that, so divide it by 2 or times 1/2. So now I multiply 6x plus 7 by 2, I get 12x plus 14 equals 19x minus 25. 19x minus 12x is 7x. 14 plus 25 is, man, 4, 5 is 9, 39. And 12x plus 14. Oh, that's supposed to be 28, not 25. Hold on. Something did look wrong to me. Let me fix this. This is a 28. How come you didn't tell me I made that mistake? 28. So this is 7x, and then 14 plus 28 is 42. And what does it ask for? Solve for x. 42 divided by 7, x equals 6. Boy, I was really looking at that 25. All right, find JL. This is a mid-segment. See how this is the same as that, and this is the same as that. So MN is a mixed segment. It's going to equal half of JL. So 5x minus 16. Those are both even numbers. Easy to cut in half. 2x, half of 4x is 2x, plus 17 is half of 34. I will subtract 2x from both sides. 3x equals 33. X equals 11. But it wants me to find JL. 4 times 11 is 44. Plus 34 is 78. And then this one has to be 2 times 3 is 6, 9, 39. So this better be 39. 55, I'm just checking it, minus 16 is sure enough 39. So it has to be half, and the numbers made it work. So JL is 78. Find GH. Once again, this is a mid-segment. Cuts this into 2 equal parts, this into 2 equal parts. And so 3x minus 4 is equal to half of 9x minus 59. Those are both odd numbers. So I'm going to just do divided by 2. Then I will multiply both sides by 2. 6x minus 8 equals 9x minus 59. Remember, this is equal to half of this. So that's why I put it over 2, and then I multiply both sides by 2. I will subtract 6x from both sides, 3x. I will add 59 to both sides, 51. X, I can't see it there, x equals, 3 times 1 is 3, 21, 7. X equals 17, and it wants GH. 3 times 17 minus 4, so that's 21. 51 minus 4, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47 equals 47. So this is 47. That's GH. Now I'm going to check it by doing 9 times 17 minus 59. Was 153 minus 59. It better be twice of that, which is going to be 94. 15 is 14, 13, 9, and 4. 94, yep, see, so it worked out. I just checked it. I shouldn't have circled that. That's not the answer, that was just the check. In fact, I'm not going to cross it out because it's a check, but 94, this is equal to 94, which it should be twice. And that's the whole page, all based on the mid-segment theorem. If I take a triangle and I take midpoints and draw a line between those midpoints, I'm going to do all three. And I'll do them in colors again. This one is going to be parallel to that one, and it's going to equal either one of those half segments. And then the blue one, this one is going to be parallel to that one, and it's going to be equal to half of it. Why is it got so thin? I'm not sure why it got so thin. I want it thick. And then I'm going to do, I got red and blue, I might as well do green. This one is going to be parallel to that one. Oh, there, see, now it's clear. And it's going to equal one of those, half of that side. And that's how it is. That's the mid-segment theorem.